Now, the governor's resignation, it takes effect in 14 days, making Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul New York's first female governor. When asked about the governor's coming resignation, President Biden said he, quote, respects the governor's decision to step down. John, Jenna, back to you.
All right, Brody, thank you very much. And joining us now is legal analyst and author John O'Connor. He's also a former federal prosecutor. John, welcome. Thank you for coming on the show with us. So were you surprised by the governor's announcement this afternoon? For a minute there, it did sound like he might stay and keep fighting.
Well, I did expect him to fight. It's in his nature. But also because he's a fairly hard-bitten politician, and I respect him for his political nose-counting ability, he obviously made the decision that the noses were not on his side, that he was going to get impeached and removed. And I think he wanted to avoid that. That's the only explanation, because otherwise this is a guy that's very abrasive, very confrontational, and would take this on. So he made the right decision. My only thought is this. I have two thoughts. Number one, did the media know anything about this for the prior 8 years? Everyone acts like this is a big surprise. Or was he getting a pass from the media? I don't think if there were a more moderate or conservative politician that he would have been treated the way Cuomo was treated until this report came out. That's number one. But more importantly, I think what he did was he made enemies on the progressive side. He was jousting with AOC on a number of issues, from raising the capital gains tax in New York to Medicare for all to the landlord-tenant fund, and you name it, the Green New Deal implementation. So he ran afoul of the progressives. And so my question is, while this looks good, and I applaud it, by the way, I applaud anything you can do, that society can do to get rid of this nonsense in the workplace, I'm in favor of. What I'm saying is, though, for a long time, Democrats, especially progressives, have gotten a pass. And he got knocked out as being a non-progressive. So my issue is, will a true progressive get kicked out?
John, you had mentioned media treatment. You know, it's amazing to think just a year ago he was highlighted for his leadership battling COVID. Of course, we found out more Democrats, including the president, had been calling for Cuomo's resignation, notwithstanding impeachment, which now appears to be off the table. It's very likely he still will face prosecution. John, on top of the sexual harassment allegations, though, was the governor's mishandling of the nursing home deaths during COVID. In terms of Cuomo's calculations, what do you think was the death knell?
Well, I think it was the sexual harassment. He can get out of the COVID thing easily. He's got all kinds of governmental immunities. It didn't look good, but he could get out of that. And that was going to be a civil suit brought against the state. He was acting within the course and scope of his duties. It was stupid, negligent, but nothing criminal. This latter thing with the sexual harassment is a little tougher. And I suspect he made a deal where the state will defend him in these charges. I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, I would be surprised if he had to bear the entire legal cost himself. There are suits coming. The question is, will Letitia James provide a defense for him? And I suspect there was a deal made below the surface that he'll get defended. And so that's a big thing for him. I don't think he's going to get criminally prosecuted. I think it's too much... you know, I hate to say it, normal sexual harassment, which usually doesn't get prosecuted. So I think that's the deal that was made, and he's going to go on his merry way, and he'll be financially taken care of by the state.
Okay. Well, we are out of time. John O'Connor, thank you so much for being with us and for your insights.